So the first example is one of my personal brands right here called Merkface. We did over $20,000 with this brand. And so if I go here into the inspect element and show you guys this in mobile view, because this is where like 99% of our traffic is just going to come from naturally, you guys can see that this is like a pretty decent product page, nothing too crazy, but all this was done for absolutely free. There's no paid themes, nothing. And as you guys can see, it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. It's honestly what you need as a beginner to make your first $100,000 with organic. And then obviously, once you start scaling your store, etc., that's when you want to get into like, paid themes and, upsells, post-purchase upsells, stuff like that. But, you can get away with this, and this is actually pretty nice. When you actually look at it from like a phone view, it's not too bad. This is another store that I ran as well. It's called Eternal Jewelry. Made about $3 grand with this. Nothing too crazy. But again, want to show you guys the actual landing page here, or the product page, sorry. As you guys can see, we have our initial announcement bar, our logo, our product, some bundles, some gifts that I use to personally just, show off the product in a good light. And then as we go down, we can see some actual customer testimonials, which were just done by, ChatGPT, which I will show you how to do. And then lastly here, we have some customer testimonials / reviews of people actually utilizing our product, et cetera, et cetera. And honestly, this is all you really need in the beginning. All right, so enough of the yapping. Let me go ahead and actually show you how to do this. So first and foremost, what you're going to need to do is actually open up a new Shopify store. I'm not going to teach you how to do this. Just look up shopify.com, pick a plan, and then boom, you're ready to go. After that, we actually have to think about, importing the product into our store. But how do we actually do this? So typically, when you do dropshipping, when you do organic dropshipping, you're going to find your product on AliExpress. So typically, you're going to go ahead and search up your product. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the Deadpool mask here that I ran. So, you obviously search it up and then you have a whole bunch of different results. This is absolutely crazy. That's insane. I don't know why that's popping up. But what you go ahead and do is you click on the product right here. And initially, it's going to just show you the product images, and then the different variations of the product. So what we need to do is download this fancy app called DSers. It's absolutely free. Again, I'm not getting paid to say shit. They should honestly be paying me to do this, but it is what it is. You look up DSers. It's super simple to use. Essentially, what this does, it bridges the gap between AliExpress, right, and your Shopify store, okay? So essentially what this does is it connects the product to your store. So then when you go to the product tab in your Shopify, you can go ahead and see your product right here. Okay, so that's exactly what I did for the store. I went ahead and connected this exact mask to my store, and then boom, all the product images go with it, etc., etc. So what's next? Once you actually import your product from AliExpress, we actually have to come up with a brand name and a store logo, right? This is super important to actually, have some brand awareness. So what you need to do is you go on ChatGPT, and this is like the most simple process ever. So since we are trying to come up with a brand name, evolving around a Deadpool mask, that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about in this video. All you have to do is say, hey, ChatGPT, wow, hey, ChatGPT, I am starting my own e-com brand evolving around a winking Deadpool mask. And then you're going to say, period, give me 20 unique and catchy brand for my store. So literally, you just ask ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, I am starting my own e-com brand evolving around a winking Deadpool mask. Give me 20 unique and catchy brand names for my store. You generate, and then whatever, yada, yada, yada. So again, it's going to give you a ton of different options. Obviously, I asked for 20 unique ones, but as you guys can see, number one is Wingpool, Pool Face, the Merc mask, etc., etc. So this is literally how I found my name, guys. This literally took me less than 10 minutes, and I was able to come up with the name Merkface. And honestly, it sounds pretty cool. I think it's pretty catchy and pretty sleek. And pretty simple process here when it comes to actually picking out a name. So again, if you don't see a name you like in the first 20, ask for 20 more, right? All you got to do is like, all right, I don't like any of these. Give me, dude, you can even ask for like 50 more. And then boom, eventually you're going to find your answer. Eventually you're going to have your brand name. And, it's actually super, super easy. It's super low. it's just such a brain rot way to actually find a name. And look, it just gave me 50 off the bat right here. All right, so after you actually find a name, we actually need to come up with a store logo. And this is when we actually use a website called Canva. Let me go ahead and actually start a brand new design right here. For you guys, so just click logo. And again, I am using the paid version. It's only $10 a month because I think you unlock like a whole bunch of different other templates, which are actually pretty freaking cool. So I mean, if you don't have $10, just do the free version. There's some good options, but definitely recommend you invest in yourself a little bit to get the really good templates. So again, all I'm going to search up is just logo right here. And it's just going to give you a whole bunch of different templates. So obviously I went with a template that actually matched my store. So typically 9 out of 10 times I'm looking for something super sleek, nothing too crazy, and honestly just get straight into the point. And so with my actual logo that I used for this website, it's actually funny because the font, I think I just used like a normal like Times New Roman font with a like little badge right here that said that showed Deadpool's face. And honestly, I think I found this in where did I find this? Oh yeah, like on Pinterest, bro. But anyways, if I did really want to make like a superhero kind of logo, all you really have to do is just search up whatever your product has to do with. So again, I said superhero, and so boom, you can just click on the template right here, switch the name to Merc face like that, and then obviously I would go ahead and replace this with a Deadpool, like a Deadpool little PNG logo or something that makes it look cool. Let me actually go on Google. You actually get some better results here. So Deadpool. So again, I would honestly find something cool like a Deadpool cartoon kind of logo here, where it essentially just shows the product in a pretty good light, or even not even the product, but just, I mean, Deadpool is the product obviously, but we're trying to find something that's just sleek, pretty cool. I think I saw something here, logo. So yeah, I would probably get this. I would just copy, take it over to Canva. I would paste it, and then boom, you have my logo right here. Super simple. Again, you're not really looking for anything too crazy in the beginning because you don't even know if your store is gonna like scale. So this is something that you can go ahead and always like retouch later on and get super fancy with your logo. But at the end of the day, I promise you, you can get away with this, because if you actually look up my TikTok on Merkface, if you look up my TikTok right here, you guys can see that my literal logo is just the fucking Deadpool thing that I found on Pinterest, and over 20,000 followers, etc. So again, you don't necessarily need anything crazy. Obviously, we're just trying to find something for the website. So as you guys can see, boom, that is done.